Dylan Harper didn't play. I think he's a
Yeah.
guy that's in the equation. We put out our mock draft today, and he's number two. I still think Cooper Flag goes number one, but Dylan Harper's been, I saw him in Players
Yeah, it's
Era.
been awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. And I don't know if Rutgers would have won, but man, he makes, it's funny because people look at that game and they're going to be like, well, Indiana won by whatever, 15, 12,
10.
whatever
I
the
think
number was,
10. It was 10.
10. And people look at it like, well, Dylan Harper wouldn't make up a 10-point difference. And I hate when people do that because the whole game plan, everything
Well,
changes.
his usage is off the charts. Like Rutgers is playing through him, and they'll play through Ace Bailey as well. But it put such a big load on the shoulders of Jeremiah Williams last night, who last year had a big playmaking, role on this team and hasn't really this year. He's kind of had to find what his role is on this team. The thing that I thought was going to really be the difference in terms of Dylan Harper being out is just because Indiana's been so bad at containing the dribble. And
Right.
if you can't guard the bounce against Winthrop, how are you going to guard Dylan Harper, who is just a problem?
He's like the
Um,
best. He might be the best
yeah,
out
he's
there at getting the basket
well,
right now.
and he's leading the conference in scoring. I think he's third or fourth nationally. He's top 10 in assists. He's had 8 20-point games, 2 30-point games. So yeah, it totally changed things for Rutgers. Now, with that being said, before I get there, Ace Bailey was major league last night, dude. It
Some of
was
those shots.
hilarious. I mean, and honestly, I thought at times, Luke Goody contested a couple of them well.
Yeah.
Anthony Leo, I thought did a really nice job of just moving his feet, staying in front, and being like, if he makes shots over me, which this is what if you play in the NBA and you're guarding the best players, if you're talking to like Shane Battier guarding Kobe or Ron Artest guarding Carmelo Anthony, or
Doesn't
like
matter what you do, right?
it just is one of those things where you're like, all right, take away his best attributes. If he likes to go right, force him left. Contest every shot. Don't give up angles. Don't give up open shots. And I thought for the most part, Indiana did a really nice job of making Ace Bailey at least make tough ones. Now, he did. 39. I was saying on the broadcast, I wonder who the last Big Ten player or even player period to go for 40 at Assembly Hall was. And it ended up being some guy I'd never heard of from a small school.
Yeah.
But before that, Big Ten wise, Sean Ruspert went for 40.
Ooh,
But that's what you'd expect. I mean, Sean Ruspert was a total hooper.
Yep.
So Ace Bailey was phenomenal. I can see where, if you look at maybe some intangible things or defensively, there is a ways for him to go. He gets lost defensively. He's not always the most locked in. He's got every physical attribute to be a awesome defensive player. But he's got some room there. But when you're talking about making tough shots, and we aired the Kevin Durant clip where somebody asked
I
Durant,
heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
it was pretty cool, honestly. Like
I
when
was
you're talking
shocked.
about,
Yeah, I
well,
was shocked that KD even really knew him.
well, Bailey and Dylan Harper have Nike deals, and they've done stuff with KD, him being a Nike athlete as well. But for Durant, who I think is the best scorer, of this generation and one of the best scorers to ever play, for him to in that clip say, I think that Ace is ahead of me from a mid-range perspective, that is not said lightly. That's high praise. And I also just, from watching Ace make some of those shots, they're shots that there's not many, there's nobody in college basketball that's making those, and there's not many guys on planet Earth who are. He has the potential. I'm not saying he will.
Yeah.
Ace Bailey could make $500 million. He could make $500 million with the way the NBA pays and his talent
Potential.
level. Moving on to Rutgers.
Wait. Before you're done with Ace Bailey, let me just say a couple things. He is such a tough shot taker and shot maker at times. Now, again,
Yeah.
it can go the other way too.
But no, he'll take bad shots, and
Right.
sometimes he won't make them, right? Like,
He made him. He made him last night, and he had to make him for them to stay in the game. Now, again, he made him to keep him in the game, and then he missed 3 free throws towards the
yeah,
end.
the free throw percentage is bizarre.
Yeah. It's like he's a bad shot taker, and he enjoys that, and he thrives on it
I mean,
sometimes.
he made 3 threes in the right corner that were so much harder than free throws.
Ridiculous.
So you're like, what's
Falling away.
insane?
Right. I know.
Yeah,
Cane in his
contested.
face.
Totally.
All right, my comparison, not all in game, but a little bit in game and a little bit in
Can I guess who you're going to say?
it's somebody you played with. I think you played with him. You
Uh,
did. You played with him.
you're not going to say Kevin Garnett.
No. Hell no. Come on.
I'm trying to think who's 6'10" with
Didn't
a.
you play with Andrew Wiggins?
Oh yeah, but he's way taller than Wiggs.
I'm not
Andrew's like
saying
six
no.
six.
I'm not saying from that perspective.
Andrew also, not that Ace is a bad athlete. Andrew is the 0.1% of athletes.
What I'm comparing them to, what I'm comparing them is saying they are incredible talents who can be a little bit like this, and you want more. And they're not always locked in. That's my comparison to Andrew Wiggins. Not in their game. I mean, they're both long wings, whatever you
I
want to
was
call
thinking
it.
maybe like some Brandon Miller.
Yeah, Brandon just, I don't know. I felt like Brandon, yeah, I mean, maybe. Brandon was just a little more consistent and he didn't take as many tough shots. He
Yeah.
took some tough ones, but not like, I mean, this kid just, he takes them and when he makes them, it's just like he's going to keep taking them. He's going to keep taking them.
And he can keep making them too.
Yeah.
I mean, he really can.
Are you are you bought into him? I think he'll go number 3 overall. I do. I think it goes Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey.
Hmm.
From talking to all the NBA guys, 15 of them. That's the clear cut to me top 3 right now. Um, how sold are you on him, or is he a guy like I'm saying, like an Andrew
Well, I
Wiggins
think his
type?
his upside is crazy.
But
But you
so
got
is
some things.
Wiggins's.
Well, no, but Andrew Wiggins is an NBA champion and an NBA All-Star. Let's not, I mean, I know he's been a little
Yep.
inconsistent. He's dealt
Yep.
with some hard personal things,
Yeah.
but I don't think Andrew's a bust. I
Well,
know
not
for
a
the number one
bust.
pick,
Not a
it's a
bust.
different
But
criteria.
is he a max? You're talking about $500 million to Ace Bailey. I would be more confident giving $500 million to Dylan
No,
Harper.
I agree, but I think that Ace's ceiling is higher than Dylan
Way higher.
Harper's.
It's higher than
So
Cooper Flags.
you have to get him right. There was questions about Anthony Edwards, coming out of Georgia.
Yep.
And now he still says some things where you're like, that's probably not
Did
what
you hear him? Did you hear him last night with the quote after the Celtics game?
he didn't like. He doesn't like being trapped. I saw.
I'm like,
He doesn't want to
dude,
pass.
are you kidding me? People were comparing you to Michael Jordan, and you wanted it, and now you're complaining about getting double teamed all
Well,
the time.
yeah, I'm sure that any player doesn't like getting double teamed that likes to
I know,
score.
but come on, man. Like, what
But
are we
you
doing?
think that you don't say it. And honestly, the name of the game in basketball is can you get 2 on the ball so you can get an advantage on the other side, right? Like whether it's post up, pick and roll, whatever. So by being double teamed, you're getting accomplished what every offense is trying to have happen. But I can see from a scorer's mentality being like, man, I want to score. I'm sick of being every time I come off this thing, I'm being doubled. But it is the ultimate respect. And I don't know, I don't know. I didn't
He's
hear the
probably
interview.
also pissed off that they made the trade and traded away
Yeah, of
Carl Anthony
course. Like they
Towns.
went from a team that could make the finals to a team that
So
looks
stupid.
like a team I
Horrible
played on.
trade by Connor.
So
Anyway, we're way off topic here.
no, I know. But I think that, Ace has plenty of space to grow in a number of areas,
Yeah.
but his upside is insane. So I'm
Insane.
not saying he's guaranteed to make 500, but he certainly is going to be a player that has a chance. And there's not many people that are playing the game of basketball that can say that.
No, there aren't many guys who can do what he can do, which is
No.
kind of what you said 5 minutes
And it was
ago.
honestly awesome to watch him do that last
Oh,
night. It was
incredible.
it
All right,
was
so